I'm Christie Johnson. I'm your host, Christie Johnson. Hey! Guten Tag, and welcome to another edition of Behind the Sword. I'm your host, Christie Johnson, here in Hawaii, in Monte Carlo, on the Austrian Alps, in Cannes, France. I'm your host, Christie Johnson. I'm joined now by Frankie Muniz. I'm joined now by the world's #1 ranked golfer. I'll show you how to heal your injuries with cheese. We are seeing just fantastic weather. I'm Christie Johnson, and this Euro Bowl edition of Beyond the Field starts right now. Welcome to Arizona All Access, the only show that gives you a behind-the-scenes look into the lives of Arizona athletes. NHL freshmen Sam Gagner and Patrick Kane were line mates and very good friends on the London Knights. Matt Green left the game on crutches and was taken to the hospital for x-rays. Lorena, you shot a blazing round yesterday, another very solid round today. How comfortable were you out there?
Well, it was a good day.
Tropical Storm Carolina hit the Edmonton Oilers Monday night, taking with it star goaltender Dwayne Rollison.
Ricky, congratulations on becoming the Eskimos' all-time leading passer. How does it feel to eclipse a guy like Warren Moon in the record books?
And that's it for me from down here. Paul and Jen, back to you.
Do you ever feel pressure to conform to a certain image, or like you were saying, oh no, I didn't tan, I didn't diet for this swimsuit? Is there ever pressure like that for you in everyday life?
Which one are you more proud of? When you have all your covers in your room or wherever you keep them?
They're framed over my mantle. No.
Yeah. But when you look at those, which one is the most impressive to you? You're becoming a star in your own right. You have a clothing company. Team Punishment has been very successful. You're venturing into television now, being on The Apprentice.
I wasn't on The Apprentice.
Over the summer, with some of the moves you made, you did take some real heat from other GMs around the league. Some saying perhaps the offer sheets were acts of desperation. How do you react to comments like that?
Some respects, they took it way too personally.
As Wee heads off to college this fall, the pressures for one of golf's most famous faces will certainly not be letting up anytime soon. She's chosen to attend Stanford, the alma mater of her idol, Tiger Woods. And as this tigress takes the next step in her young career, she'll no doubt continue on the prowl for greatness. So they've learned how to say please and thank you, how to order in a restaurant, and of course perfected the infamous Entschuldigung. But Professor Bowers has one final assignment for these bilingual ballers, belting out Tyrolean folk music. I'm Christie Johnson, and until next time, Auf Wiedersehen. Everyone loves a good cheese sandwich every once in a while, right? Or a nice big piece of parm to nibble on. But would you ever think to slather the gooey stuff on a sprained ankle or a bruised elbow? Never, right? Well, maybe we should start thinking about it. It's trainer Simone Kirchner's favorite trick at getting the Austrian football players back into game shape after an injury.
Everybody's like, what? They're pretty dubious. What is this stuff? This can't be for real.
Yeah, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a joke. And I still think it's a joke. I mean,
Topfen is a type of cheese that is soft, white, unaged, and looks very similar to cream cheese. It's typically found in Austrian strudels or on the injured body parts of Swarco Raiders players.
Yeah, they think we're crazy. That's all I can say. You American, you use ice, and it's a good idea for the first time after the injury. But we use Topfen or cheese because it helps to resorb the water out of the tissue and gets the inflammation out.
This is something kind of out of a different world, but you know, they're pretty serious about it over here. Never heard that come up in America as far as treating injuries. So, but obviously this is a pretty strong profession over here that's dealing with it. So there must be something to it.
And in fact, there is something to it. There have been several studies done in Austria on how this miraculous cheese has the ability to reduce inflammation in the tissue, therefore reducing the swelling.
It gets dry, it goes into the tissue between the cells and helps the cells to suck in the swollen, the water from the tissue.
Yeah, it's a widely used treatment in Austria, and okay, sure, it's worked a few miracles in the past, but it's still a bit strange for an American to be told to go home and cheese your knee.
I asked Simona, our trainer, for some ice, and she goes, no, we don't use ice here. We use cheese. And, you know, coming from North America, that's unheard of.
You know, they always say Americans, oh, ice. You want ice on everything. Cheese.
We always have the question, why don't you use ice? And there's a simple answer. If you use ice, it's good for the first time after an injury, maybe for the first 2 hours. But the ice stops the blood circulation, makes the wheels tight, very tight, and stops the pain. That's all.
Despite the skeptics, there are believers in the crowd.
There's no other quarterbacks here, just me. So I'm throwing about 1 million balls a day. Arm starts to get a little sore. I go to the trainer, Simone, and I'm like, hey, I need some ice. And she goes, I do not have ice, but I have cheese. She put it on my elbow, slathered it all over my arm. And I got to be honest, my arm felt good.
You put it on, I don't know, it feels first a little bit cold and creamy, and if you let it on after a few hours, it's getting better.
If the joints are swollen and there is a lot of liquor in it, the effect of that is that the liquor gets pulled out actually. And I don't know if it's a miracle, it's just working, that's it.
So for those of you ready to make the switch to cheese, here's a beginner's guide.
First of all, ice against the pain, maybe for 10 minutes or something. Then look how the injury is in the next 2 hours. If it's swollen, put away the ice, take the cheese.
It's Europe. Some cheese, some wine, I guess cures everything.